In this video, we're going to talk about things that have not yet returned to the Disneyland Resort since it reopened back in April. We're going to talk about it right now. Hey everybody, welcome aboard to another episode of Orange Grove 55. In this video, we're going to talk about a few things that have not returned to the Disneyland Resort since it reopened in the wake of the pandy back in April. So there's 4 items on my list, 2 from each park, okay? So at Disneyland, we have Fantasmic and we have the monorail. Okay. And at California Adventure, we have World of Color and the red car trolley. Now, in regards to the monorail and the red car trolley, I think this is largely like a labor issue, the unions and things like that. I think that's what you're seeing with these particular things. I do know that there's been some testing and things like that for the monorail over at Disneyland. So I'm pretty confident that the monorail and the red car trolley will return fairly soon to the Disneyland Resort. Okay, that's just my speculation. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm feeling right now based on the testing on the monorail track and things like that. Okay, but what about World of Color? What about Fantasmic? What's going on with those shows? Now, with those shows, I think it's a little more complex. Okay, there's a couple of things going on here. Now, number one, World of Color. You can see here these little lighthouse things that actually house the projections for World of Color. These little projection houses have actually been completely removed, and I think from what I understand, these are being rebuilt. They're being completely rebuilt. So that's, I think, a huge part, obviously, as to why World of Color has not returned yet. Now, just on a side note, these particular lighthouses I've always found really awkward and ugly. You never see lighthouses, this many of them, 4 and 5 in a row, like perfectly symmetrical. It's really odd. It's like having 4 or 5 like street lights, right? Like street lights, like all lined up in a row. Like you just don't see that. Usually they're just at the intersections. With lighthouses, it's usually like one lighthouse on like a cliffside or something like that. So this always felt really awkward to me. I don't think it's going to happen. I hope they can retheme these into like rock work or something a little bit more natural. This is weird to me, but at any rate, they have been removed. They're rebuilding them. I don't know if they're going to return looking like this or if they will be something different, but that's a big aspect of why World of Color is not up and running right now. But I think the bigger reason is that Disney wants to incorporate the Genie Plus app in these new shows. So like, they said you can pay a little more to get like VIP access into the attractions. I think the Genie app is going to actually incorporate a lot of these shows where you can fork over a little more moolah and get VIP premier seating, things like that. So I think that we'll probably see World of Color and Fantasmic premiere around the time the Genie app premieres. That's just my conjecture, my speculation. Don't quote me on it, but I think they are waiting to tie this all together. I think that will be definitely included into that Genie app. I know a lot of fans don't like that idea. They don't like the upcharges. They don't like paying more. But it's the reality of the situation. I think that's really what's going on with this particular situation. I think they will monetize these nighttime spectaculars. They will definitely do it. Look, we've already started to see it, right? With dining packages and what have you. And even with like things like the Halloween, after hours event where you can only see the Disneyland Halloween fireworks and things like that. We've seen that over the years. In these after hours event, they're monetizing these shows. They're going to monetize these shows and they're going to create some sort of Genie thing. Okay. Where you can get VIP premiere seating for these shows. I think that's really what they're waiting for. I really, really do. And while they're waiting, they're kind of upgrading all the projections and the lighthouses and what have you. So that's what I think is going on here. Now, just to kind of circle back a little bit to the monorail and the red car trolley, I do want to say that I do think those will return soon. Like I said, we saw testing of those. I do think they will return. Red car trolley makes me a little more nervous. But I'm confident. I'm fairly confident that will come back. It adds so much energy, so much atmosphere to California Adventure. I really would be disappointed if it didn't. But I do think they will. I think it is kind of a labor union thing that's keeping these things shuttered right now. But I think it will ultimately resolve itself and they will return. So that's what I think. That's what I think is going on with the red car trolley, the monorail, World of Color, and Fantasmic. What do you guys think about all of this stuff? What are your feelings on monetizing the shows? I know you probably don't like it, but it's coming, y'all. It's coming. I know it. So what are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day.